What's up, people? So I've already recorded this video like 3 times, and every time it's a little bit too long, and because I'm playing music in the background, the audio is just not right. The music's way too loud. So anyway, I'm going to try to finish this video by the time this cigarette's over with. But I just want to talk about racism, okay? I'm currently staying with a friend right now who claims to be racist. Well, actually I can't say that. He's never claimed he's racist. He's never said, yeah, I'm racist. But he throws around racist terms quite often, really. And it's very annoying. It really is. You see, I don't understand how we can live in the 21st century and still have, I mean, to have racists, that's one thing. I don't think we'll ever get rid of them. That's just, I can't fathom the idea of that ever happening. Unless we just go off and kill them all. But to have so many of them still in the 21st century is just, it's ridiculous. And it goes beyond whites. You know, there's black people that are racist. I've come across a lot of Hispanics on YouTube commenting on videos, especially because I am a former soccer player and still a great, massive soccer fan. I watch a lot of soccer videos on YouTube, and I've come across a lot of Hispanics who go on there talking about how much they hate gringos and blah, 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 and yet it's Mexicans, it's Guatemalans, it's El Salvadorans who live in the United States. Some of them, if not, you know, at least half of them, were born in the United States. It's just ridiculously stupid. But anyway, I'm staying with a friend right now, and he was talking on the phone with someone earlier about whatever, I don't know what he's talking about, but he said something, he threw out the N-word, for whatever reason, I don't know. I wasn't listening to the conversation that deeply. And then he went on to talk about American jobs. Keep in mind, this kid's only 19. I'm only 22. I'm not some 55-year-old experienced retiree or veteran of war or whatever. I'm not a college professor. I'm not an old man or older man. But for 22, I've experienced more than I would say most people have in my area at the age of 22. Especially people that I've come across, anyway. But he was talking about how, like I said, he threw out the N-word for whatever reason, and he also talked about how we have so many foreigners. He's like, there's every single job in America has at least one foreigner, and blah blah blah. It should be all Americans, and blah 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 blah. Okay, I told my mom this, and she's on my side, obviously, because I'm a mama's boy. Mama always agrees with me. I was raised by my father, but I was taught by my mother. But my mom and I were talking, and I told her about how he throws that N-word. I told her about how he was talking about foreigners in America, and she's talking about how we have equality rights, and if we didn't have the rights that we do with equality, we would be a third world country. We'd be no different from most of the world. It's ridiculous. And I told her, you're right. That's completely true. Well, I told her what people seem to forget, they seem to always forget, is that this country was founded by foreigners. We're not all Native Americans. We weren't all here already. This country is founded by the British. Obviously, there were other people who came here before the British. I believe the French came here before the British ever settled here. I believe the Spanish even came here before the British. There's other civilizations who came here before, but the British are the ones who founded it and colonized it. Although I actually think that the very first colony was by the French, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm not a history buff like that, so I'm not for sure. But anyway, So going back to topic, he's throwing out the N-word, and it's just aggravating me. So I had to get out of the house. He left now. He's at work, but I had to get out of the house. And I was raised in a town of about 200 people. No joke. I'm not exaggerating. There's about 200 people. Just think of that. Granted, the town I lived in and grew up in was tiny. The county I grew up in is fairly large, I guess, although we don't have any large cities or townships or villages or whatever. But we had one high school, and that high school was pretty large considering it's Kentucky. My graduating class was like 350. So I mean, I grew up with people of different races. I grew up with Native Americans. I grew up with blacks. I grew up with Hispanics. I grew up with even a couple people from Russia. We had foreign exchange students from Germany, Norway, Chile. Where else? I think that's it while I was in school. After I left, we had some other people from different countries, but you know, so although I grew up in a small town, I don't find that as an excuse to be racist, because I'm not racist. I'm not gonna lie, I have racist thoughts every now and then. I think pretty much all of us do. You know, you see somebody when you're in the city or something, and they're dressed like a thug, like maybe they're in a gang or something. You might be a little scared, but I don't label them. I might label them in my mind, you know, as maybe they're a gangster or maybe they're a gang member or whatever. But I don't like look at them and say nigger. I don't do that. Cigarette's gone. Video's not. But yeah, it seems like the people I've come across that claim to be racist are typically under the age of 20, so they're stupid, they're ignorant, they're just out of high school. They haven't experienced the world. I haven't experienced the world. I've only been to the U.S. You know, I've been to probably 17, 18 states, and I've also been to Canada once. I went to Ontario, Canada. So, I haven't experienced the world, but I've experienced the Midwest, almost all of the Southeast, good portion of the Northeast. You know, I've experienced all that. So it's not in my blood, it's not in my mind to have these constant racial thoughts. My mother's dated black men, and I've never had a problem with it, obviously. I don't look at them I didn't look at them any differently. I mean, they were, in my eyes, great guys. Obviously, they weren't the greatest because my mom's no longer with them for various reasons, but still, I was raised. You know, my mom was at one point engaged to one, so I almost had a black stepfather, and that would have been cool to me. I mean, I would have gone around school saying, yeah, I'm half black, although I wouldn't have really been because he's my stepfather, but it's another story. Anyway, my point is, though, is just that live in the 21st century and to have as many racists as we do is just ridiculous. To have racists, I think we'll always have racists. As long as I'm alive, as long as my kids are alive, as long as my grandkids are alive, maybe even my great-grandkids. I don't know. We'll still have racists. But to have as many as we do in the 21st century is just mind-boggling to me. Of course, I do live in the South, so it is more prominent here. But at the same time, I've been to other parts of the country. I went to college in Michigan, and I saw probably more rebel flags hanging from people's porches in Michigan than I've seen in Kentucky, and that completely blew my mind. I was just like, did not understand that at all. It was ridiculous. But anyway, I'm going to get off this subject. I just wanted to put it out there. My thoughts on racism. It's absurd. Just get over yourselves. Experience the world. Go and talk. Go make friends with a black man. Go make friends with a black woman, a Hispanic man or woman, a Bosnian man or woman, whatever. Just go make friends with someone from another culture. another spectrum of life. And maybe you'll have an open mind, because I do. And I'm very happy with that. Well, everybody be safe. Have a good weekend.